Today is June 25th, 2021. My name is Rob Carr of Kalamazoo Right to Life, and this is Pro-Life Week. Well, a few days ago, the Catholic bishops, the American Catholic bishops, met and discussed whether or not they were going to draft some kind of document or letter stating that individual Catholic bishops had the right to withhold communion for Catholic politicians who happen to be pro-choice. And obviously the logical example here is President Joe Biden, who claims to be a devout Catholic, but has consistently voted pro-abortion his entire political career, along with Nancy Pelosi and the Andrew Cuomo and his father, Mario Cuomo. There's a lot of Catholic Democrats who are pro-choice. And the argument from their point of view has always been, well, I'm personally opposed to abortion, but I can't impose my beliefs on the other half of the country who are pro-choice. I cannot impose. So let's look at some examples in history to see how Joe Biden would have handled these. In 1857, the Supreme Court ruled in the Dred Scott decision that black slaves could not sue for their freedom because they were inherently inferior and were allotted perpetual servitude to the white race, to their white masters. Well, do you think Joe Biden would have said, hey, I oppose slavery. I really oppose slavery. But I can't impose my beliefs on the people of the South who think slavery is just fine, that it's a part of a Southern tradition for generations. I can't impose my position. Do you think he would have said that? Well, we all know the answer. Of course he wouldn't have. He would have shouted from the rooftops that slavery was a sin. It was immoral. And if he was a politician, he would have voted every single time he had the chance to abolish slavery. Well, let's look at another example. The 1954 Brown versus Board of Education decision that outlawed separate but equal facilities, primarily in education. So, do you really think Joe Biden would have said, hey, I support integration. I think blacks and whites should go to school together, should work together, should ride buses together, all these things. But because a third of the nation who live in the South support separate but equal, I really can't impose my beliefs on the people of the South. I can't impose. Do you really think Joe Biden would have said, I can't impose the Brown decision on the South? Well, of course not. A million times no. He would have said, the South has to abide by the Brown decision. I would impose Brown on the South, which is what the Supreme Court did. They did impose integration on the South. So now we come back to Roe v. Wade. If Joe Biden claims to be personally opposed to abortion, then why doesn't he act or vote that way? This argument of his that I cannot impose belies the real truth behind his position. He's not pro-life, even if he claims that he is. He's pro-abortion, and he's always been pro-abortion. And it's all based on ideology. He doesn't care about what the church teaches. He cares about re-election. He cares about ideology. He cares about satisfying the feminists and the liberal far left wing of his party that thinks abortion is a sacrament. That's the real Joe Biden. So, if he was going to be pro-life, we would have seen a different Joe Biden for the last 40 years. But we don't. We see the real Joe Biden, pro-abortion that he is, and his devotion to his church is way, way down the totem pole. With that, I'm going to let you go, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.